Welcome back here on the Senior Network. We're having a great time, and you were getting ready to tell us a story, and we made you stop, so go right ahead.
Well, I mentioned in the last segment the concept of a team, and I didn't mention the pharmacy as a part of that team. And this happened about 3 or 4 weeks ago. I was just going into church, 10 o'clock, and my phone buzzed. And it was one of our nurses saying, we have a new patient who needs pain medicine. And I said, well, can it wait an hour? And she said, no, he's in crisis.
Right.
So I left church, went out to the car, wrote the appropriate prescriptions, faxed them through my phone to Burke's Pharmacy. Well, they were there for us. Within an hour, the nurse had gone to Burke's, picked up the drugs, and gone to the patient's home, and the patient was comfortable.
Wow.
And this is a Sunday.
This was on a Sunday morning. I understand that I got forgiveness from God for leaving church, but
Indeed.
that's besides the point.
You arrived there at least.
And I think I could never have done that in my previous life in San Diego.
Right.
Because we didn't have the team that was dedicated to the patient.
Right.
Patient's what counts. And so that's how our team works.
Yeah. Well, Doctor, that's a great point. I know that Nancy, you can appreciate this. You know, this coastal community of ours, and I found it too over the last 13 years, it is a great collaborative approach to senior care here, which I've not seen in other markets. And I know we have an advantage of being a smaller market, but just like what you just brought up with Burke's Pharmacy and things like that, is we all have those relationships where we will get each other's back and make sure that that patient is taken care of. So it's exciting to hear you say that.
We are very lucky that way.
Yes.
I find that for a small community, that works in our favor. We all know each other's names. We all know who goes to school with each other's grandchildren or children, and we can all call in a favor and say, I know you're not open on Sunday, but look, I've got somebody who's really in pain. Could you do this for me? And they will do it for you. They will. And I think that that's the benefit of a small community. I came from Philadelphia before this, and that would not have happened. You know, they would have said, well, maybe we're open at 2, or we're open tomorrow, or maybe I can get you an alternative pain medicine, but it's not going to work as well. It just wouldn't have happened. And I think that's a blessing that we have to serve our clients and our patients here.
Absolutely. And Burke's is a special place. They will come in after hours for one prescription.
Right.
And
well, they get it. They get it.
And you can easily get a consultation with the pharmacist about an issue that you may not know about, a drug interaction, for example. And they're just nice folks.
Well, it brings up a point. So, because you're so unique, how do you make that decision if you're going to send a nurse in or if you're going to go in? How's that decision?
Usually the nurse is the tip of the spear.
Right.
They're in there first, and if they need help, they call me, and we arrange a visit.
I got you. So they're going in first, right?
Now we go over every patient every week.
Really?
And we have a meeting where we go through all the patients, their history, their medications, how they're doing, who's in there, the chaplain, the nurse, the social worker, and that's the way we manage the patients on a regular basis. But I get calls every day about an issue that comes up.
Sure.
And we can usually settle them within a few minutes.
Right, and even by phone possibly, right? Without having
By
to
phone
visit.
or by text message.
Yeah, exactly.
Thank God for the smartphone.
Tell me something. What do you find is the biggest questions that happen with families? What are they most surprised about when they enter into a hospice arrangement?
I think people have a conception of the dying process as depicted in the movies.
Oh.
As an agonizing, stressful fight to the very end, when in reality, with the management of a death or a very ill patient, it can be a peaceful, wonderful experience. And if we can get the patient in that situation of peace and comfort, usually the family relaxes and can enjoy those last that last time with their loved one.
And they have choices, right? I mean, the actual patient of yours has choices about what they get to experience going forward.
Yes, they do. Most people want to be comfortable. That's their primary thing. They want themselves to be comfortable. They want their family to be comfortable. And 99% of the time we can accomplish that. Nothing's 100%,
Right.
but we work hard to be sure the patient is at peace.
And it's a matter of getting in there sooner, correct?
One of the issues we have in this community is late referrals. We had one over the weekend. The patient died within 48 hours, and that doesn't give you a chance
Right.
to do the social service things, get the family ready,
Right.
get the
Prepare,
patient
right.
ready. And so we're trying to urge people, physicians and nurse practitioners and the community to think about earlier referrals. Now that depends on an honest approach to the illness, of course.
Right.
Sure.
And deciding when enough is enough.
Right.
It sounds like those conversations need to start much younger, meaning even when you're not ill, to say, this is what I want for myself.
Yes.
And to talk about that with your children, even when there isn't an illness that could lead to, ultimately your passing.
We all go to see our attorney to get a will made. And we talk about what we don't want done with our stuff. Well, you
Yeah, this is your important
are
stuff.
the most,
Yeah.
that's the most important stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
It's how
Indeed.
you want the end of your life
Yeah.
to,
Well, hold that thought, because you brought up a great question I'd like to talk more about. We'll have to take a break. Stay with us. We'll be right back on the Senior Network.